Okay. I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning feeling pain, and then I took the medication, and then the pain went away. So that's good. That was like in less than 2 hours, 1 hour and 30 minutes, or something like that. But I'm just getting dressed to go outside. So yeah, there's that.
Waiting for shoveling the snow today. That worked out well, I guess.
That's good.
I mean, my room.
I'm trying to work on an idea here.
I am your idea. Listen to me.
Because I'm trying to experiment. I'm trying to figure out, like, with the films, what I'm trying to do. Right, because of the short film I made in the other one. So, that I made like many weeks ago. Anyways. Right, I'm taking a break from writing my lyrics on my paper because sometimes it gets tiring, because trying to think of, like, trying to get all the ideas out of my mind.
You gonna bring the camera with you? You're working on a. Hey, get out of the kitchen. I'm working on an idea.
No.
Hey, you bunch of losers, get out of the kitchen now.
No, I'm not gonna do that over there. Anyways. Just trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh yeah, I gotta put water in the water thing here.
Yeah, I want to go with you. I want to work an idea. Let me do this. Here, I'm gonna fix your hat. Yeah, it's better.
Well, I had it. It's a hood.
Good. Well, sorry for not being in the hood with
you. Yeah. Make sure that it doesn't spill any water out of there, so I check to see if there's any water left. Okay, that should be good. That should be good enough. Okay, what am I trying to talk about here? Okay, so how I'm feeling right now is like, it's weird, the moments that I have where it's like, basically, like, there'll be a moment where it'd be like, oh, looking at, someone with someone else, someone in a relationship, and it's like, oh man, grabby old, like, music. Okay. I really care about creativity. I'm into, drawing. I haven't done well, actually, I did some drawings. Forget, was that yesterday or the day before that? But yeah, I'm very much into art, and I do a lot of photo editing. And obviously, I make music, write down lyrics. Obviously, everything all self-produced by me, mixing, mastering, whatever, self-produced music, whatever. Just really care about like doing stuff all by myself, like with nobody else, just by myself, making the music, right, drawing, and then the photo editing, and making the art and the photography. Just really that focus, making the videos. Well, obviously, like, it's not that crazy, but it's like, it's just really great to create. And it's really just based upon what I like. I'm not looking for other people's validation. I don't care about other people's validation. I'm just focused on whatever I like. And it's my personality, whatever freaking times. It's like, I try to protest this reality with my lifestyle, with my personality, because there's a lot of things I don't like, right? There's so much against creativity, against art, against, being different. So I'm just trying to do that in my own approach, in my own way. I'm wondering if I have to wait very long for a bus. This is not very normal, but I don't really care. All I can say is, like, working on a full-length feature film. It's not filming anybody except for the sky, just the sidewalk. Oh, great. I might have to walk to the next bus stop. Yeah. It's just, I don't want to look at people looking at me. I don't want to be judged. I'd rather just keep on walking. This is very strange, but I want to talk about some other topics. Just like, I try not to watch the news, not because, I'm completely against it or whatever. It's good to know what's going on in the world, but also it's not good to know because it can really change your mood. It can really, especially you're emotional about things, right? Especially if you start hearing about a lot of stuff around the world. It's like, oh man, in other countries, and it's like a whole bunch of negativity happening, a whole bunch of different places, a whole bunch of different countries, a whole lot of different cities. Oh wow, I just saw a really unique vehicle on the road there, but I couldn't show it because literally it just passed in some seconds. That's kind of disappointing. Yeah. Yikes. I don't have the most creative idea obviously right now, but this is just life, and I'm just trying to say what like I'd be thinking in my mind, and just showing what is like inside, outside, inside my house and outside my house. So, right, sometimes it's just about the realness, the truth of life, you know what I mean? The flaws. Sometimes you're not always gonna think of like always the most interesting thing of all time and stuff. Sometimes life is just truth, and sometimes it's that quotation marks, whatever, boring. Is it boring moments? If it's still kind of, some things might not be interesting to other people, but it's interesting to me. But sometimes it can really, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. I always, like, so many times where it's like, I'm trying to think. I think it's, no, it's like the opposite, motivate, opposite, inspire. Why can't I think of the word right now? See, this is just real life, when you're like not really good at figuring out stuff. Demotivates, but there's another word. Discourage. Yeah, it can discourage you when it's, there's gonna be people who won't find this interesting. They're gonna think it's boring, right? Just like certain films, they'd be like, that film's boring. I'd be like, I don't know, it's kind of artistic, Sure, it's really like, but it's like, I don't know. it's interesting to me, you know. I could talk about my favorite films, but I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about more important stuff, like, you know, like when it's really cold outside. I dress up in the layers, and there's people who don't like. I understand why people would just want to wear the shoes. Some people just want to live their life simple, but man, I just really just can't stand being cold. So like when it's really cold, I have to really layer up. And there's people who don't care. I understand. Just want to live a simple life, whatever they want to do, what they want to do for any reason it may be. I really don't like being cold at a certain point because I'm like really worried about getting sick. And I had some moments of me being very sick, and it was very miserable moments recently of my life. It's like, oh no, it's just being sick. It just makes me feel like I just don't feel like, I don't know. I just feel like, why does this have to happen to me? Like, this drains my energy, right? It's just feels so much like an obstacle, and I really don't like obstacles. So I try to make sure I get as much obstacles out of my way and try not to worry about what other people think. But yeah, when you're sick, it just feels like it's just that feeling inside, and it's a physical feeling. It's not like, you know, it's not just like, oh, can I be bothered by this hate comment? Yes or no? It's like, no. It's like a hate comment is like injected into your body, and it's gonna take some time to get it out. That's what it feels like being sick, when it's coughing and sneezing, and with the throat, and like feeling like, ugh. But I don't know what else really to say except for like, well, I don't know, like I could be saying a lot of things I'm thinking, like, you know, I have to wait at the bus stop, wait for the bus. And there's this crazy thing where it's just like, where I'll say 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 minute, because it shows like the time when the bus shows up, the bus stop. It's crazy. Just like, it feels like, why are you like teasing me like that? Why are you being like, oh, it's gonna arrive and this, nope, maybe it might not. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's like, oh wow, like, it's like, is it 2 minutes or 1 minute? Make up your mind thing. Like, is it the technology, is the system, is there something? I don't know. That's always bothered me about that, but I know I have to be grateful, because like things could be much worse, but I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. Okay? It's just like, but yeah, like, especially weird if I like wait at the bus stop and there's like even just one person or more than one people. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of awkward, because it's like these people are maybe waiting for the same bus I'm waiting for, or maybe not. Maybe they're waiting for another bus, because there's like 3 buses that go to the bus stop for different numbers, different places, different routes. Yeah, I think that's right, different routes. But so it's like, and if nobody needs that bus, it's like, you gotta show to like the bus driver, you know, to like move your head or talk or something, like no, I don't need this bus, you know. And it's like, yeah, it's fine, you know, it's just life. But wow. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. Hopefully the audio is, I'm talking loud enough, because I know I'm outside. That was the biggest problem. This is the thing I was worried about, going outside. But I wanted to be truthful. I wanted to show real life. So hopefully the audio is really good. I'm trying to talk as loud as I can. Not too loud where I'm shouting like crazy, right? And seeming like, right? I don't want to be like, can you hear me? And it's like, that's not good. That's not good. That's just a little too intense. Just with winter time, you know what I mean? I'm hoping for an early summer, hopefully. But the Weather Network, Weather Channel, whatever it is, the website shows the weather. They're like, no. But it's like, man, I wish I could have recorded it. But you know, that was like some days ago or something, where it was just like, wow. It was just like, oh, it's just the snow melting, and it was starting to feel like it was going to be the start of spring. But no, I guess not. Oh man, I gotta, I was carrying the bag, obviously. So, man, carrying 2 cameras at the same time, man, this must. I don't know if this looks dumb or smart or cool or not cool. Who cares? But it's not about being cool. It's not about being perfect. It's not about that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like back in my mind, you know, this is like a documentary. I wish I could be like do something funny or something, but it's just like, I know it's like just make a documentary. It's like no, it's a vlog, but it's no like I'm actually going out of my way to try to make effort with this here. But you know, it's like I don't know. Doubting myself, definitely doubting myself because it's like, you know, right, limited time. You know what I mean? Limited time, limited ideas. I have to go somewhere to take care of something, so yeah. And I just want to stay true to the process, you know what I mean? Try as much as possible, but you know what I mean? Just life is very interesting, and just like, you know, my dad talking about the idea of, oh, you know, moving out from the house to another house and having to get another job or something. And it's like that idea just bothers me. And he said, oh, you don't like change. I'm like, no, I don't like negative change. But really, I think it really is the worrying and the thing with survival and with money. But it's just like, but I just feel like for me, I've just, you know, I've done so much change in my life drastically. I'm just creative. I make music. I've changed my music. I've changed my ideas lyrically, all that stuff. I'm just trying. I think I'm constantly doing change. I just feel like there's certain things where it's like, I don't know, it's really worrying me, certain ideas. Because the problem was, oh, I didn't have a job and bothered me. Get a job. Finally get a job. It's been some years, and then oh, how about we move? It's like trying to it's that feeling like I don't agree with it anymore, this idea, but you know, when I'm really emotional, it feels like that idea of like trying, like it's like, are you doing this on purpose so that you can cause a problem again with me not having a job? Is like how is that gonna work out? And it's just a lot of worrying, you know, of that idea. But also it's just like so many other ideas of like an opportunity, a life of change. But yeah. See, the bus just stopped here and it's just so awkward because I'm filming myself. Oh, it's so strange. I'm a crazy person, right? No, I'm a filmmaker. Where are we at here? Okay. I don't have anything else to talk about right now. I'll think about it. Okay. Rude. Trying to think here. Really want to hate music. Okay. Got an idea. I think about the way that I look and just like about like, oh, shaving my beard, like even when my mom, my mother is like, oh, shave your beard, even if it's a little joking, like if it's just a joke, but it's still like, because it's like, I think about like, do do people like the beard? Like, I know there's a percentage of people probably like, but I don't. I think there's a problem where it's like people don't look at things favorably or like, oh, that looks amazing. I just feel like people are like, they tolerate it or they're okay with it. They're like, oh, whatever. People just live their lives, and but then when people, just the idea that there's people who are like, ugh, it's like that is how someone perceives something, but also like my face. I don't know if I'm ugly or if I'm good looking. I care at this point? No, not really. It's like, well, what can I do? I just have to be who I am. And it's like, this is how I was born or whatever. But of course I can choose to shave or not to shave. But I choose not to shave because it's like, I don't like shaving. It's, I just don't like, even if I accidentally cut myself, even very little, just a very little cut, it's like, ugh, I don't like it. It's just, I start thinking really negative what if scenarios. But also it's just like, it's like, I do care, but I don't care. I don't know. It's like focus. And then also like the way you dress. Like, there's times where I dress more very different. Sometimes just dress very normal, whatever that means. But like, depending on how I feel. 6 minutes for that bus. Okay. And then the other one. Okay. But my appearance, like my hair, like I think about like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like, and my name. I think about my name, you know what I mean? Could I have a better name? But then it's like kind of meaningless to think that, you know what I mean? And also my hair, like, whoa, what would I look like with blonde hair? But should I just appreciate my hair for just how it naturally is and not want to change my hair with blonde hair? Like would it look better? But it's like, I guess it's still a choice or whatever, but it's like, you know what I mean? I just feel like I would look weird if I were to shave like the part of my, like all my beard here. If I just had the mustache. Or I just had the mustache, I don't know. I guess it would still look kind of cool, but I don't know. I think I just want the full beard because I just want to grow a beard. It's just an interesting idea, I think. I don't know what else to say. Like, and with my health, I'll have problem with dry skin, and it's like, ugh. It's like, and I really tried it because it's like, I don't want to look like it's just not good because it's like I don't want to see like dry skin, you know what I mean? Because for me, like it's just because I'm worried that it's gonna get more dry or it's gonna spread or whatever. So it's like that really does bother me, that idea when I have like dry skin. Try to take care of that, and like. What else can I say? Like, but yeah, with my health, it's like I really have a really extremely strict diet, and it really does bother me because before I used to eat pizza, but there's something for some reason when I eat tomato that I don't know if it's the arthritis or something, or there's a specific thing. But I used to be able to eat tomatoes. Now I can't eat tomatoes because I have some type of allergy or something. It's weird. It's hard to explain, but it's like just makes me so sad. I can't eat pizza. I can't eat anything that has tomatoes in it. And there's so many good things that taste good, with tomatoes, like obviously I said pizza and ravioli and spaghetti. But it's like, man, and then even sugar is like, it's like the second worst thing for my body. It's like, just like, but then it's just unhealthy food in general. It's just like, my body just feels more miserable and pain and just like, but it's like, man, it's just like, my wants. Just the flavors. I just like really like different types of flavors, and variety. And it just feels like so much of the variety is getting cut off. But one of my favorite healthy foods that I like to eat, like one of my really, really favorite healthy foods is cashews. Delicious, beautiful, closest thing to a burger, croissant, whatever I can get, whatever that. Even if I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah. I don't know what else to say except for I don't know why I always like I start going into like saying I don't know what to say or blah blah blah. I don't know. it's like I'm trying to make an not an excuse. It's like I'm just trying to feel like I'm compensating for like, oh, I feel like this is going nowhere, and it's better if I say that to fill the to like to say something instead of saying nothing, right? But let's see here. 3 minutes for that bus there. Ugh. 7 minutes. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So I think about a memory of like summertime. Went to the beach. So this is a funny story. Like apparently we accidentally went to the wrong thing. It was like there's like a beach section that's like for people to walk their dogs, and there's a different section of the beach that's just for people not walking dogs. If that explains it. But man, it was crazy. There was like a whole bunch of stones. It's like, oh, it was not comfortable. It's not like a normal beach where it's just like the sand or the small pebbles. There's like big stones. Oh man, it was definitely not safe. But also like I don't know. That was just a short story, really. But then another story I actually have a year before that one. Well, the other year, whatever year before that, I can't remember. I think 2023 or. Yeah. Now this is 2023. The other one was 2024. This one's 2023. Summertime, I believe. I think so. Was going to the beach. This was a different beach, and it was really hot. So the sand was really hot. So you had your feet on the sand. It was like it wouldn't burn your feet that badly, but you could feel like a burn where it could bother your feet. And I was just like, whatever, I was just walking it, and but yeah, it's an interesting experience, just the feeling of that really hot sand. Not really, really hot sand, but like hot enough you could feel it. It was like, whoa. So it's interesting. But there was a beach, different beach, that was like, there was more sand before, but obviously because of so much water or whatever it may be, I don't know how to explain it, but there was less parking space, and there was less sand, and less places for people to sit or whatever. So that was interesting, just interesting how things work with life, you know what I mean? And it's kind of sad, story with one of the beaches that we go to. It was near where the house where I would go to see my grandma and grandpa. And sadly, my grandpa died. And I just think about the memories when we would go to their house, and then we would go to the beach, and then go back to their house or whatever, right? So it kind of worked out those times. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Okay. So I'm going to tell you a story. It's about something that happened to my stomach. So basically, just a random day where I went, I think this is last year, I forget if, or it was the year before, I can't even remember now, but all I know is that, right, whatever day it was, right, I got unhealthy food, right, and then I went to see my mom, and at that place, right, I ate unhealthy food, and then I went to take the bus back to my dad's house, right, to see him, and I wake up, right, I go to sleep, and then I wake up, right, and in the middle of the night, feeling pain in my stomach, extreme pain in my stomach, and basically, yeah, then this continues for, I forget, maybe some months, or maybe it was a little bit, yeah, I think about that, but, right, trying to figure out what's the problem, right, going to the pharmacy, right, and they recommend that thing, and actually it did the opposite, actually, like, it helped, but also was causing a little bit of a problem, right, I didn't know what the solution was. I had to do my research about acid reflux and what was going on with my stomach, and I found out it was low stomach acid. So then I finally figured out, oh, apple cider vinegar, and oh, I like the drink, but I was like, wait, can't I have it in capsules, like apple cider vinegar capsules? So then I finally, whatever time it took, finally taking apple cider vinegar capsules, realized, oh, that actually helped. But I went through a whole bunch of pain, and it was miserable when I had this extreme pain in my stomach. And it was not good at all. It was while working, it didn't matter what it was. A lot of the time, it was just, obviously, physical pain can cause psychological pain, so that's what was causing with that, with having low stomach acid. But when I finally had a solution, I was like, wow, I wish I knew this earlier. And it really bothered me. I wish I had that solution. I wish the person had the knowledge of that, or something to actually help me earlier on at the pharmacy, or at the hospital, or at the clinic, because it wasn't just causing problems, obviously, with my stomach, it was then causing other problems with my body. So, but yeah, that experience is not easy. So like, depending on a certain amount of food that I eat, I have to take apple cider vinegar capsules, so I don't feel extreme pain in my stomach, or pain in my stomach. It's depending on how long it goes, my stomach without acid in it. So I take apple cider vinegar capsules. But going back to it, it was like, it just felt like such a long time. Even if it was some months or whatever it was, it still felt like a very long time, because it was that intense, that extreme pain that was in my stomach. And there's just, I had to miss out on so many things, because I was like, I can't eat this, because it's just going to cause more pain. It's going to make the pain worse. And, right, I don't know what to say, but just that memory is such a sad memory, and it was not a good time, and I'm grateful that I was able to find the solution to that problem. But man, looking back at that, I'm like surprised that that even existed, that even happened, I felt that way, because it's like, wow, I never wish to go back to how I felt back in that time, in those months. Oh wow, just how everything started, and it's like, it felt like something I couldn't escape. Like, it was crazy. It was like, it really felt like reality was like, it went down into like the most miserable, just feeling like, it was like, I don't know how to explain it, really. It's just, I think that's the best way I can explain it, but yeah, it's just like, wow, it's just like, it's like, best thing to do is do your research, do as much research as possible. And I'm glad I did my research, because if I would have just given up, I don't know what would have happened. So I'm so glad that I had the willpower just to be like, I'm going to do research. I'm going to find out what this is, and what's the solution, right? There has to be. The solution can't be a surgery where I do whatever I saw a video about. It's like, no. And I tested out the thing, I forget, something with baking soda or something, the way I figured it out, and it's like, wow, okay, so figuring out, Wait a second. Rewind that moment. What happened? Oh yeah, it was the wind. It blew over the camera. Yeah. Okay. Trying to figure out do with the camera here. Okay. I've been so influenced by music, films, and art, even though, film and music is art or whatever. But I'm talking about art like paintings. Oh yeah, and also fashion. But also short films. I've watched a lot of short films on YouTube. I've watched a lot of short films on YouTube. Okay, maybe not a lot, but some. Where it's like, it's just very interesting. And I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about other people also, but I don't know why I really stayed stuck on that topic. It doesn't really make any sense. But yeah, when I make my music, it's just like I'm making music that I would want to hear. So I don't care about validation, but I don't want to repeat myself. So all I really just want to say is basically, like, I really care about creativity because I think it's just so interesting, but also very disappointing. I see, in a lot of ways, creativity is kind of just like not being reached to its full potential. Sometimes I would say there is times, but we can't always expect, in pop culture, it's like, wow, sometimes it's just, I don't know, it's just the majority of people, what they go to watch in the movie theater, or the most subscribed channels on YouTube, or whatever. It's just numbers, population, people's interests are different. But it's hard not to feel like an outcast or feel different in a negative way, but also you can look at it in a positive way also. But just something about that process, knowing that, yeah, I'm going to have a really cool result after I'm done creating this. If it's a song or a short film or just even a normal video, if it's something that I'm passionate about. I used to make tutorial videos, and those are good for that time. But then I didn't really care to make tutorial videos anymore, because I just no longer cared to make tutorial videos. Really, it was mostly for the views, but it was still good to help people, but it wasn't something that I was passionate about enough. So yeah, that's just, well, I guess how I feel about that, but that was like some years ago. But it's not easy in the landscape, obviously, but also it's just trying not to be discouraged by, like, you see these other people's stories, but right, you gotta understand from the start, right, a lot of these stories, right, they start off, but that's the thing, time is different for other people. But man, it's just like, it just feels great to be myself, because there was a time where I wasn't myself, at least completely. But obviously, like, I used to have friends many years ago, or like one friend or some friends. I don't know what I would count it as or something. It's just very weird, the timeline, to explain a timeline of stuff. But now, I don't have any friends in terms of like people from high school or people that I go over to their house and I'm like, hey, no. It's just, right, I'm focused on work, right? Like at a place I work at, a workplace, and then, my creative work, obviously, is stuff I'm passionate about, right? But, the question I'd be thinking, like, is it just creating art just to create art? Like, are you just doing that? But it's really just like create something to make something, you know what I mean? Like, just that,